At the dawn of humanity, the world was wild, harsh, and pristine. Our story begins here, with a lone wanderer who challenged the vast wilderness. In those times, survival depended solely on your own hands. Every day was an endless search for resources and a safe place to rest. The first tools were a technological breakthrough. A sharp stone in skilled hands became a universal instrument for obtaining food. Hunting and gathering were the foundation of life. A handful of wild berries could save one from hunger during long, exhausting treks, but nature did not forgive weakness. Cold winds and the roaring of predators constantly reminded man of his vulnerability. Finding a reliable shelter was the main task of every day. The darkness hid threats, and only constant vigilance helped one survive until the next dawn. And then man performed a true miracle. He tamed fire. A spark struck from stone brought warmth into dark, cold caves. Fire became a loyal protector. The bright flame scared away predators and gave a sense of peace in the nightly silence. Food cooked over fire gave our ancestors energy and contributed to the development of the human mind. But even with fire, it was hard for a lone individual to survive. The world demanded too much strength for one person. Traveling across vast plains, our hero never ceased to hope for safe lands. Learning to track animals became a science of survival. The ability to read nature like an open book was the most vital skill of that time. Sudden changes in weather were a trial. But deep in the heart of man, another feeling grew. Loneliness weighed more heavily than hunger. By nature, humans need a companion. And then a figure appeared on the horizon. Tension hung in the air. Was it a friend or a foe? A cautious approach, gestures of peace, and lowered weapons became the first steps toward trust between two strangers. This meeting changed everything. A simple exchange of resources laid the foundation for a great alliance. Together, they became twice as strong. What was impossible for one now seemed easy for two. By combining efforts, they built a real home. Sturdy branches formed a frame for their dwelling. Skins became a roof, protecting them from the piercing wind. Man began to create a safe environment for himself. Work was in full swing. The division of labor showed how effective joint effort could be. One built while the other foraged. This was the birth of the first social structure. The sky grew dark, and the elements unleashed their fury. Thunder shook the cliffs and rain flooded the valley. But now they had nothing to fear. Beneath their home, it was dry, warm, and safe from the storm. In the center of their dwelling, a hearth blazed. Its glow reflected on their faces, giving them confidence in the coming day. They shared food equally. Caring for one another became a new law of survival. The sounds of the storm emphasized the comfort of their world. By the night fire, the first conversations began. At first, it was just gestures, but this was how true communication was born. The transfer of experience became the key to the future. The older generation showed the younger how to spark fire. This was the birth of society. A group united by a goal transformed into a tribe, a strong family. Our wanderer was no longer alone. He became a protector of his home and his kin. The era of loneliness had ended. Labor and trust allowed humanity to take its first confident step toward civilization. When the sun rose, they stepped out not just as survivors, but as a community. The path they walked was just the beginning of a long journey, a foundation for all generations that would follow. And so the story of humanity began, bound by fire, home, and trust.